A startup can successfully acquire thousands of new users and still go bankrupt within a single year. Because if the underlying financial model is structurally compromised from the start, sheer volume only accelerates the complete collapse. We routinely see software products with robust code bases and high initial growth crash almost immediately after launch. The subscription economy operates under a strict mathematical reality. Selling a product once does not secure long-term survival. The business relies on continuous recurring revenue to offset upfront costs. This dashboard tracks two metrics that destroy SaaS companies. A rising user acquisition line graph is aggressively intersected by a plunging red cash flow trend line. This plunge is driven by a customer acquisition cost spiking to $850 and a lethal 9% churn rate. Technical founders often engineer this exact failure by treating their marketing strategy and their financial viability as entirely separate, disconnected silos. A successful software launch is actually a closed-loop engineering system. The exact market positioning dictates the specific features. Those features dictate the pricing, and that pricing dictates whether the company survives. To build a viable model, founders must reverse engineer every decision, starting directly from the target audience. We can see exactly how this works by deconstructing the launch of a hypothetical AI project management tool. The broad B2B market is a chaotic environment. Before writing a single line of code, we have to isolate specific behavioral cohorts. This data cluster illustrates segmentation. Dividing the market into distinct groups eliminates inefficient mass marketing. Segment A represents freelancers, working alone on micro-budgets, demanding simplicity. Segment C represents enterprise companies. They command massive budgets, but require strict security compliance and agonizingly long sales cycles to close deals for closures. The second step is targeting. A go-to-market strategy requires ruthlessly eliminating the segments that will disperse your limited resources. We choose to target segment B, digital agencies of 5 to 50 people. They possess more purchasing power than freelancers and make decisions much faster than enterprise corporations. We then narrow this target into a hyper-specific persona. We will build for Thomas, a 34-year-old agency director whose primary operational pain point is managing shifting project timelines. The final step is positioning. This defines exactly how our tool stands out against massive incumbents like Trello or Asana. Our unique value proposition is highly specific. An AI project manager that automatically reschedules all agency timelines whenever a delay occurs. By tightly defining this exact audience and isolating their precise problem, every subsequent product and marketing decision is now predetermined and highly efficient. Once the target audience is locked in, that strategy translates directly into the operational levers of the digital marketing mix. This 2x2 grid governs operational execution, dividing the strategy into product, price, place, and promotion. The product quadrant must directly serve the... Finally, the promotion quadrant dictates our communication. The inbound strategy relies on SEO content focused on agency profitability, while the outbound strategy utilizes targeted, automated LinkedIn campaigns. The modern 4 Ps, value, cost, convenience, and communication, are not creative guesswork. They are highly constrained engineering responses to the persona we defined in the first phase. A flawless marketing mix is meaningless if it cannot survive the brutal mathematics of subscription unit economics. This flowchart translates our 4 execution quadrants directly into the validation metrics that determine life or death for the company. The first is customer acquisition cost, calculating efficiency by dividing marketing spend by new clients. The second bracket is the churn rate, the ultimate stress test of our product.
It measures the percentage of clients who cancel their subscriptions every month. For a B2B product targeting mid-sized agencies, the baseline for survival is a monthly churn rate between 3 and 5%.
If the churn rate climbs above 7%, it proves the product lacks product market fit. No amount of brilliant marketing can fix a product that people refuse to keep using. If the system bleeds resources faster than it replenishes them, high acquisition is completely futile. It simply becomes a leaky bucket that inevitably drains. The third equation is lifetime value, or LTV. This measures the total revenue a client generates before they inevitably churn, calculated by dividing average revenue per user by the monthly churn rate. Hitting our $19 average revenue per user directly inflates the LTV. These three unit economics, CAC, churn, and LTV, serve as the objective scorecard for whether the abstract marketing strategy works in reality. Tracking these unit metrics in isolation is dangerous. It is the mathematical ratio between them that dictates whether the business can safely scale. This gauge measures the LTV to CAC ratio, the ultimate viability benchmark for any SaaS business. A ratio of less than 3 puts the company in the danger.
This is the perfect equilibrium of healthy, sustainable growth. A ratio pushing past 5 actually represents a missed opportunity. It indicates the company is severely underinvesting in marketing, ceding market share. The second essential constraint is the CAC payback period, which tracks the exact time required to recoup the initial acquisition cost. If acquiring a new agency costs $120 and their subscription is $10 a month, the payback period is exactly 12 months. For early-stage B2B software, this payback period must remain strictly under 12 months to avoid completely draining the company's cash reserves. Passing these two specific thresholds, an LTV to CAC ratio of 3 and a payback period under 12 months, is the mathematical proof that the SaaS engine is ready to scale. Scaling a SaaS company requires perfect mechanical synchronization between remarketing, product, and finance departments in order to survive. This schematic outlines how internal teams